Yeah, I definitely think we can talk about the, immediate kind of 312 uh, lineup, what we thought of some of the fights, XYZ, and then we can kind of just go from there.
For sure.
All right. Well, all right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 2 of the podcast. My name is Parker. Got my friends Adam and Adrian here. This is the Good, the Bad, and the Very Bad podcast where we talk about a lot of things MMA, UFC. And this is our commentary and reaction on UFC 312, Duplessis versus Strickland. Um, we're going to go into talk about some of the fights, what we thought of the events kind of as a whole. I know a lot of people thought this card was ass, to put it bluntly. I thought there were some pretty good fights on it. I was saying last night that I felt like even though there was only one KO through the whole event, it didn't feel like that because a lot of the fights were pretty engaging. And so, yeah, we're just going to kind of discuss the nights. I suppose I will go first. Let's see. Rongshu versus Cody Steele. My fight of the night. Rongshu, didn't really know anything about him. He has a record, right? I think now it's like 30-6, and
Yeah.
he's 24 years old. And I didn't expect that. That dude is young, but he's a veteran in the UFC. I missed the third round of that fight, but first two were just like back and forth action constantly. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, it actually was fight of the night. Like watching that fight live, I was like, this is almost a Hall of Fame caliber fight. The way they were going back and forth, just kind of like really swinging, going for it. I think like John Ennick said something about Steele resembling Rory Strickland or Rory McDonald at the end of the fight, just how bloody he was and was still coming forward. Like neither one of the dudes had any quit inside of him, and that's just something I love to watch. Like it was really a masterclass of fighting, a masterclass of violence. I wouldn't say it was a fight; they were just violent with each other. And
Mm-hmm.
Ronson came out on top, so I love that. But it was just an exciting fight. That was one of the fights I was standing up for at the end of it. It's just like you feel that energy when you're watching.
Yeah,
It's a beautiful time.
yeah,
Also,
Guess I
dude is
missed out.
young.
I didn't get to see the early prelims. So
Yeah, you
I
missed
missed,
one, dog.
I missed out on
That
the
shit was
potential fight of the night.
yeah.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Actually,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. So you didn't see that fight, Adrian?
No, I didn't see the early prelims. I started watching when Taporia
Yeah.
was
Dang, that's
coming up.
crazy. That's the last. Yeah, that was the one right after that one. But yeah, I was taking notes for each of the fight, and one of the notes I took down for the Rongshu versus Cody Steele fight was just that Cody's tough. He just kept coming forward. Rongshu kept fucking
That's
hitting
never
him.
a good note. Like
Yeah,
you don't want to be tough as a fighter. You want to be winning. Like
yeah, I know, but like, I mean, you gotta respect it because I feel like most people would have, because Rongshu was stinging him like often in that fight over and
Mhm.
over, and Cody didn't go down, and you gotta respect it.
yeah, I think Cody won the first round. To be honest, and Ronson just kind of woke up and was like, "Yeah, I'm here to fight," and that's
Yeah,
what they did. Just threw it out. But
yeah. It was hard to judge the rounds for that fight because I was just I was engaged. It was just they were just going back and forth, and I was like, God damn, this is the third fight of the night, and this fight of the night, you know. Um, but yeah, we got to see Ilya Pori's brother's debut right after that one, which I thought was interesting. Yeah, a lot like his brother. Um, I would say more measured in the sense that I don't think he lays on as much pressure as Ilya. I don't know if it's due to like lack of experience or whatever. I also thought that it was interesting that he's the older brother, and he's in a weight class below Ilya.
and he's taller than
Um,
him too. Like in the fight, they're both in the cage, and you could see like
Mhm.
Ilya next to Alexandre, and Alexandre's like 3 4 inches taller, and he's like,
Yeah,
Mhm.
on fire. Make that
yeah,
make sense.
No, I think it
um,
was a great debut. I mean, like you said, he looked a bit more measured, but I think that could have been due to this being his debut too. He wasn't as offensive as I would have liked to see him. Um, But he had good defense, and it looks like he's a bit more into the wrestling, is what I kind of got. And I think the commentators were saying that too, was his wrestling's pretty good. So
Yeah. I don't think he has the same power as Ilya. Like Ilya has like there's a different level of power. Ilya put anybody out from 145 to 170, but
Mhm.
Alexander just he connected clean a good few times, and like dude was still there. That's not something we're used to seeing from the Taporius, so that was
Yeah.
interesting, but still nonetheless a great debut. We'll see what he does in that bantamweight division.
No,
Yeah.
he has great
Yeah,
potential.
100%. Yeah, and I feel like he could kind of he has the style for it. I feel like he could develop that power when it comes to his fighting style because it's very similar to Ilya's. So I mean, we'll have to see.
I
Um,
think I
but
think something that'll help him out too. Like I said, his wrestling, and I mean, if you look at the bantam weights, the top two, uh, Merab and Umar are wrestling. So I think if it's true that Tapore's wrestling is pretty good, then I think as he continues to climb up the ranks, I think he could be up in the title shot.
Yeah,
Not
they even
this.
saw 311 that Georgian wrestling is kind of the kryptonite to the Dagestani wrestling now, and it's really starting to complete the cycle. There's always like
Mhm.
just for a few years, one facet of MMA will dominate the space, and then everybody catches up, and we're finally seeing that Dagestani wrestling on the decline. Really, I didn't think I see it for a good bit, but it's finally here.
Yeah,
yeah, it's been
besides
here
this
for the
all.
past few years for sure. Um, we had some. We had some. Let's see. Um, my goat Taliesin Teixeira came out immediate elbow, crazy too. That elbow didn't look that hard, but he just boink. Tafa went down. That's all she wrote.
Yeah, it
Not
was
gonna
in
lie,
35 seconds.
I was asleep during the fight. Like
During
right
that one?
before it put me to sleep, that the draw genuinely put me to
Yeah,
sleep. And I woke
yeah,
up and it was like time for Zane Woodley, and I was like, "Let's go!" Don't give a fuck
yeah.
about those heavyweights. But
Oh,
congrats for the
Jimmy.
knockout.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I
Hey, I
think.
mean, yeah, go
Go
for
ahead.
it.
Oh, I was just
Um,
about to say. I think we skipped over Gabriel Santos's submission win. I think that was pretty good. Uh,
mhm.
he submitted the guy, and I know Duke Bronx was in his corner, so he trains under Chute Box, and I think it was I don't know what his record is, but he looks pretty good, especially after facing adversary. And yeah, during that first round, I think he got knocked down, but he was able to come back and submit him. So
Yeah, it was just a story, two different levels of ground game for that fight. Like you said, he did get knocked down, but came back. I think it was Jenkins won that first round, and then Santos just kind of came back and
yeah,
hit him on the ground. Eventually got that finish.
Yep.
Entertaining.
that was good. That
Yeah,
was one of my
100%.
highlights of the night. Was his performance. Back to
Commentators
the
were
goat,
saying
though.
he
Back
looked
to
a
the
lot
goat.
like yeah, they were saying he looked a lot like Charles when he was kind of ripping those knees to the body, um, and then kind of practice wrestling from there. So
Mhm. There's some
yeah,
similarities.
keeping an eye out for him. Yeah. Wong versus Bruno Brazil. I forget her first name, but you know, domination by Wong. Not super entertaining to watch, but good performance, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean Vegas was right with the odds. I think she closed
Yeah.
at minus 455, and she lived up to the to the odds. So.
Yeah. Um, Jimmy Crute versus Rodolfo Bellato. I thought Jimmy Crute didn't look like a light heavyweight, and then I looked at his legs and I was like, oh, there's half of his weight.
Yeah, he's got some trick truck calves for sure.
Yeah. But I mean, good fight.
I mean that.
I mean, you can't say they don't got heart.
Now, Jimmy Crew, he's like the first guy I watched that really had like their leg just shut down from a leg kick. So anytime I watch him fight him, I was just like wary that a kick just like in the fight for him. Like I remember, I want to say it was like 3-4 years ago, he got it in one fight with the dude, and it just like was a perfect inside leg kick, and it's like shut down his leg. Could not move after that. And I imagine that's something that's always on your mind as a fighter. Is like, hey, bro, if that kick connects, I'm kind of done. So I'm glad he's figuring it out, getting decisions that aren't genuinely putting you to sleep. But he's still there.
He was getting his leg beat up. I mean, because he won, what was it, a 10-8? I think the judges gave him a 10-8 in the first round. And then, but Bellato he had some good calf kicks. I mean, that's the one where Pereira was in his corner, and you could tell some of Pereira's game plan was kind of in his with the leg kicks.
Yeah, Pereira taught him the calf kicks. He was like, "This is
Yeah.
how you really do it."
He forgot to show him the
Yeah,
hook,
I mean
though.
they were going back and forth. Got to give it to him. So for the those are kind of some of the highlights. There are other fights that we could talk about, but kind of go into the main, the co-main. Whaley versus Suarez. You know, I told you guys Whaley was gonna win, bro. You guys didn't believe me.
It
This
was
man was live in
crazy.
the group chat doubting Zhang Weili.
No,
Like,
but for real though, I was not familiar with Whaley's game. I got to go back and
She's a goat.
rewatch
She's a
some of her
goat.
fights. But they did a feature for Tatiana at the beginning of the event, or whenever. I mean, she was like, "Yeah, I dealt with cancer. I had back-to-back injuries, and I'm still here." And I was like, "I'm kind of inspired right now. Maybe she could pull it off." And then it happens, and then it's she wins round one, and then just gets dominated for the rest of the fight, and that's what happened, you know. So
I
shout
mean,
out to Zhang Weili. I don't
it was,
really
it
have
was
much more to say.
it was crazy that Vegas had Wei as an underdog. I mean, I feel like that's easy money for any gambling person.
yeah, I saw
And
that. And I just had to put $5 on Weili. Like, I knew she was going to just
she
dominate.
was,
Like, after the first round, I was like, okay, yeah, she can wrestle, but, like, Weili's champion for a reason. Like, she's only lost to Real Dominguez in the UFC. That first one, fluke knockout, I still stand by it. And the second one was an even worse decision. So I don't know how she lost to her twice. It still doesn't make sense. She should have, like, 6 defenses right now consecutively, but it is what it is. But like I said, they call her Magnum because when she throws and lands, you feel it deep. Like, we could see that every time she landed against
she
Tatiana
was hurting
Suarez. It was
Suarez,
just like, yeah, those hooks were rocking her back.
I thought she was gonna finish her. I was like, one of these will land and it'll knock her out. And
It's another enough for
yeah,
Tatiana. She's tough.
She's
yeah,
tough, man.
yeah.
I gotta give her whatever. I gotta give her props, especially because she got dominated. You know, she's tough.
She was minus 122 on the odds. Crazy to think about.
What
Yeah.
Crazy, but yeah, good for Whaley. Um, she seems like a cool person. And for the main event, much more decisive victory for Duplessis. Strickland did. It was my problem in the first fight was that Strickland was landing more accurately than DDP with his hands, but he just didn't press, and that's what happened in this fight. That's why he lost. Duplessis' activity got him the fight, and he went out there and showed, you know, like, I'm better than Strickland, and this is why.
No technique, no skill, 200% activity. And that's the middleweight champion. Like, it kind of shows that he's not the strongest right now. But
Was that the Yuri tweet?
yeah,
Great win, Duplessis. No skill.
no technique. That's really how he fights. Like, you just watch him, it's like, yeah, you put that man in a bar, he's a dominant dude. But in the octagon, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Technique and everything. He seems to have more technique this fight than any fight I've seen before. I'll
He
say
looked
that,
better.
but still, like, Duplessis by drunken fist every single time.
Yeah, he definitely looked more measured for sure.
He did,
He
yeah.
wasn't being as wild. He wasn't being as wild with it.
I think Sean
And
Sean underperformed. I mean, I was expecting
Yeah.
it to be a close one like last time, but like you said,
Yeah,
DDP
I
was
was
very
worried.
measured.
yeah, I mean, I will stand by my statement that I feel like Sean could have won. But I saw he did an interview with whoever dude, and he said something about like, dude, I don't care about the belt, I don't care about XYZ, and I was like, he doesn't. He's not there. So
He doesn't care about winning either. But
yeah, I figured it was gonna happen. But shout out to DDP.
It's
He
two
came out
title
there and made a
defenses right there.
definitive. Yeah, no, he came out there and made a definitive against Strickland. And now it's either he fights Imavov or Hamzat. I think it should be Hamzat, but Imavov is now number 2 in the rankings.
It's Kamza. I think Dana mentioned it.
Yeah, that's what
think
I
he said
expect. But
Kamza got the next
you
title
never know.
shot.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, pretty cool card. Pretty cool. Do we want to do the good, the bad, and the very bad about the card?
I'd say so.
Yeah. Adrian, you want to do some? What's the good
the
of the
good.
card?
The good. I mean, I think
Yeah.
the
Could
good
be
was-
anything.
Could card right there.
That sums it up, the silence. I'd say the good for me was Wei Lee's win. I mean, like I said, just to go back, I think, Vegas just had it so wrong. I mean, I think they were purposely doing it to make Wei Lee mad or something. It's crazy that she was 102, plus 102.
Yeah.
But I think it shows her dominance, and how good she is. And like you guys said, I think the commentators also mentioned that she might fight Valentina. I mean, that's really all she's got. I don't know who else could compete against her. So, yeah, I think one of the highlights of the night, the good, was Wei Lee's performance against Suarez.
Yeah. I think it really was just a dominant performance, cemented her as that 115 GOAT. And next for is Valentina Shevchenko. Can she get double champ status that Valentina couldn't train against Amanda Nunes? We'll see. Like, that's something I really would want to watch. And I think she probably could. She could do it. Valentina,
It'd be good. It'd be a good
they're two of my
fight.
favorite fighters in the women's division. So I just love to see them fight.
It would be a good one.
Great to rap.
It would
Book it
draw
for
a crowd too. I
International
feel
Fight
like.
Week.
Yeah. I'd be there. Tuned in very legally. But yeah, the bad for this card though was the crowd. Like, they were booing the just tiniest grappling exchanges. The Aussies, I guess they hate grappling. They just want to see people get knocked out.
Striking.
Very casual. I was just like, all right, dog. Remember they were booing, I think it was Santos, when he almost had a submission in the second round. They
Yeah,
were booing
yeah.
him, and they were just like, dog, do y'all not watch this shit? Or y'all here for some brawls. But that was my
I
bad.
put it-
for the striking.
I put a note during the Thigness Taporia fight that the
Where's your last name?
booing and the cheering was going back and forth like crazy. Like, Colby would get the upper hand, everybody, yeah, and then he would like get taken out or whatever. People boo, like, bro, it's kind of comedic, but
Yeah. They're dramatic. As Ozzy said, paid for a show. And they really didn't get one. There was like all of 3 finishes throughout the whole card. So,
Yeah.
like, kind of, but like, still, you got an MMA show. If you want to see pure striking, go watch some kickboxing and Muay Thai. Glory and One, they're on the rise.
Yeah, not a lot of finishes in this one, which is, I mean, I was expecting more. Or I wanted to see more. I guess I don't know if I was expecting more. I wanted to see.
Expectations for this card were kind of,
Yeah, there was none.
it was definitely just a fight night that had a championship fight at the end, or 2 championship fights. But
I personally thought a lot of the fights were good. I'd say the very bad thing about this card is that the main event does not matter because whoever Hamzat fought, DDP or Strickland, probably win. So we're kind of just delaying the inevitable with this main event.
I don't know, I kind of agree with that, but I just think DDP will, I don't know, I feel like that might go to a decision. I just feel like DDP's size is gonna, it might bother Kamzat a bit, but
I think Asma's just as big. Like, my concern for him is the cardio. We seen him gas out against Gilbert Burns when he goes to war. Even against Kamaru, he was losing towards the end of the fight. So actually in a 5-round fight, as championship caliber, I think his gas tank probably won't hold up. But his ground game is at a level where he's probably going to submit DDP. Like, if he gets him to the ground, there's levels to the game. and he can definitely strike with them too. Like they're both high activity guys, so it's going to be a great scrap. But it's
It'll
just
be
like comes
good.
down to who's going to win the ground, and I give that to.
Yeah.
Not going to win at 205 though. I like we talked about it in the past. I don't see him winning at 205.
Yeah, I think it'd be kind of tough. Some of those guys up there are. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna make my bold take of the year, and I'm gonna say DDP beats comes out whenever that fight happens.
All right, man.
I think he's being underestimated a bit, especially after beating Izzy in his first defense and then dominating. I mean, Sean in the second one. I mean, Sean didn't
Izzy
really.
was hurt, bro. Like that man was defeated before he stepped in the ring. I promise. We go back to that fight. He had like a broken leg or something. It
Nah,
wasn't
nah,
like that.
nah. I think he deserves a bit more respect on the name, and that's my pick. Whenever this fight happens, it'll.
Have you seen him fight? DDP.
Yeah, it's kind of that's what I'm saying. I feel like his style is just gonna. It's wacky. I think Kamza will struggle a little bit, especially he's the champ too. He has some experience.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll see.
I
That's
mean,
my bold
I
take.
want. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. I'll definitely say this main event, gave me some more respect for DDP and his fighting style and then his tenacity as a champion. Because this win was definitive. You know, I'm not gonna act like it wasn't. So I'm not gonna say he's gonna go out there and get absolutely dominated by Hamzat, but I'm relatively confident that Hamzat's gonna win. But I don't think it's gonna be a boring fight. I think it's gonna be interesting. So whenever it gets
Yeah, it would be
announced,
good.
I'll be there.
I think if DDP fights someone that's below the age of 30, we'll see him relinquish the belt. Like, he's kind of fought some older guys at this point. So,
Yeah,
Sean-
he's what, 30, 31, 33?
Tarach is not a real fighter. He just always talks up the biggest game, and it's just like, oh,
It excites the fans.
not even excited
about
anymore.
it.
It's just like, you know what you're going to get. A disappointment.
Besides
Jabs
that
and
Izzy fight.
teeps.
He's still disappointed in that fight, too. He, like, rocked him once.
But
And this
you
didn't do
think
shit
Sean doesn't
for
have power.
rounds.
You don't have power.
Yeah,
Izzy
let's
wins
not
the
act
rematch.
like he didn't
That's
walk
not
Izzy
the fight to
down.
make. Izzy versus Sean.
It is. Two old fighters on the way out. Put them together right now.
Yeah, get Sean out of here. I don't want to watch him fight anymore.
We'll see. It's not far fetched.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. Yeah, 312 overall. I thought it was pretty good. I was pretty engaged. Definitely some stinkers in there, but you know, you get that with almost every event. And so yeah, just kind of general other talking points that are you know, we heard through the grapevine. We want to start off with one in particular, or just kind of go down the list.
So go down the list.
Yeah, got John
Where-
Jones. He's a big
Oh.
announcement.
We could talk about that. I mean, it's not really a fight announcement, but I guess that's what makes it funny because John Jones is a liar,
Not a good dude.
or he's kind of a baiter. Actually, I guess he didn't say it was a fight announcement, but
You said it was a big announcement.
yeah, a big announcement. Hey, he's taking on the healthcare system, greatest fight of his career.
So
So,
you said.
Yeah.
I mean,
thanks, John Jones.
I don't think he fights again. I mean,
Then he has to get stripped of the title. Dana has
yeah,
to
I
take
think
it away
it'll
from him.
happen soon.
By the end of the year,
I
for
hope
sure.
so. I hope so because I really do get John's GOAT status. I really do. But the way he's been treating this title has just been annoying to watch. He's just been so stingy with it, especially when it comes to fighting Tom Aspinall. He's talking about Tom like, oh, you need to get XYZ to fight me, bro. You are he's the interim. You have to fight him. That's how the sport goes. I don't care if you're the GOAT. You have to fight him. You're the champion. Stop being annoying.
This has been Jones' whole career, though. Like, you go back, it's always been like wishy-washy for his fights. Like, especially
And I
with
don't know
DC and the failed drug tests, those fights, like, barely happen every single time. And then he, like, comes out and wins. But it's like Dominic Reyes, after that, I think he, like, took almost 2 years off. And then
Yeah, it
came
was
up
a
to
while.
heavyweight. So, he's not a consistent fighter ever. I don't think he's, like, ever fought more than 2 times in a single year. So, expectations are pretty low for him to actually show up and fight. But
Yeah.
dominant dude when he does show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he fights. I'd be surprised.
Yeah. Let's get him out of here.
Get Taliesin in there.
Yeah, dude, make him the
The
new
GOAT.
heavyweight champion. He's
Him
climbing, bro. I'm
versus-
telling you, heavyweight is dry right now as hell. Talison's gonna get up there, man. I'm telling you.
I want to see Ngannou come back. Like, the UFC needs him. He was an
Ngannou?
active heavyweight champion that actually finished dudes and, like, letting go over some bullshit.
You said Ngannou?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not happening, unfortunately.
He's boxer now.
In my wildest dreams, he comes back and starts with John Jones. Just absolutely destroys Jones's legacy.
Him versus
Dude, he
Holloway
should
is
start him in the first
dude.
round, Francis.
Yeah.
Please. But
One can wish.
yeah,
one can
so
hope.
John Jones back with the disappointment once again. Let's see what we got.
Other fighters that Dana White absolutely loves, Michael Chandler.
Dana White privilege.
Dana White privilege has never not blessed that man. Like, how is he still fighting the top 5 of the lightweight division? He's generally won one fight in my most recent memory. But in this decade of UFC, he's won one fight. And he's fighting another number one contender fight.
Yeah, he only beat Tony, and I mean,
Tony's like 5 fights.
Yeah, Tony was
like
on his
Turn
bad
into an
streak.
old man. Chandler's just an entertaining guy, man. He's fun to watch.
most entertaining loser. Yes.
There you go.
Like,
There you go.
he doesn't really do anything at this point. Like,
Yeah,
one
no, he
close
doesn't.
round against Oliveira in his last fight, and still is like, yeah, you can win the belt. Like, let that man retire.
Yeah.
you
No,
have to
Chandler's
spoil
not winning the
him.
belt, but Chandler feels like he's in like he's one of those fighters that like it gives 2022 vibes when I watch him, and I don't know what the deal is.
Hmm.
I feel like there's
Yeah.
new fighters are coming up, and Chandler's he's like, I don't know, he's the same as he's always been. I don't know if that makes sense, but
Yeah. He hasn't evolved as a fighter
yeah.
in a good
It's
while.
just there. He's there to entertain, not win.
Yeah, I thought it was so funny in the last fight with fucking Oliveira, where he called out Connor as if he won. Why did he do that?
He wants his red
Connor's
band.
not coming back.
Money
Connor's
fight.
not coming back. It's over. Connor's not coming back, Chandler. Give it up. It's over.
That's crazy. Is he sat out for what was it, a year and a half or two,
It's like 2
Yeah.
years.
and then for him to just fight Oliveira again and get get whacked in the octagon.
Dude, and he said it the same way. He's like, Conor McGregor. It's not happening. Let it go. It's done. Bye-bye. You're done. Yeah, and dude, Chandler's still in the rankings. I feel like he's pretty high, isn't he? He's like 7, 8. Maybe not tripping.
I say give him
He's gonna be in-
Patty.
You said what? Oh yeah, Patty. You wanted to fight Patty?
Yeah, I think that could be a exciting one.
Yeah, we finally get Patty up there in the rankings.
Patty
Yeah, he's
hasn't
fucking
fought
number
in a
7.
while. The last time Patty
Oh, yeah,
fought was
Patty-
against
Patty.
Tony, wasn't it?
Nah. I feel like he had another fight after that.
No, because he's been pretty inactive too.
Let me see. Yeah, you got
I
it.
think it was Tony's.
Yeah, okay. Patty's number 12. I forgot about that. Yeah, I feel like that's a fight to make. Patty's an up and comer. He's young.
Oh, he
Let him
submitted
fight someone
Bobby
who's up
Green
there.
last.
Yeah,
Something
that's,
like that.
that's what I figured.
Yeah.
That's what
That
I
true.
was
thought.
fast, too.
July last year.
Yeah,
Good
so
time
it's been
series.
a little bit.
Yeah, round 1 submission, man. Get Patty up there. Let him fight Chandler.
Yeah, that whole fight really just a tune up for Armin. Like, he should win that, get back in the title picture, and
Yeah.
be fighting Oliveira for the belt.
Yeah, instead they want to have Chandler fight Arman Sarukian. Why?
Damn white privilege. That's the only way to explain it.
Bro, if Arman's going to fight someone that isn't Islam, make him fucking rematch Charles. Everybody wants to see that. Why is that? Why are we talking about putting him against Michael Chandler? That makes sense. Fucking Iron Michael Chandler almost lost half of his fights. Why is he in the rankings? Get him out of there.
It's Magic Mike. He's not a winner.
He only
I guess, man.
entertains.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. But
I think that could lead
it
us
is
to
what it
the
is,
next
man.
point.
You know, and the
I know
funny thing is,
Oh,
so
go
I was
ahead,
just
go
gonna
ahead.
say before we move on, the funny thing is, Chandler's one of those people that he will throw something he's not even thinking about, and there's a 10% chance it could land. So if he fights Armin and he just and he accidentally knocks, like I'm saying, accidentally knocks Armin out, that shit would be hilarious. Just I think that would, yeah. So we can move
It'd be
on now
crazy. I don't
That's
think
why
it'd
we play
happen.
the game. See what
because it
happens.
almost happened to Charles. So I'm just throwing it out there.
I don't know. I think Armand would just take him to the ground.
Probably, but it would be funny. It's a funny
I mean, Michael
visual.
has a great ground game. Like it just he's not a complete fighter. I don't feel like, or he gasses out. Actually, that's what happens. He like
He
goes,
starts off so fast.
yeah. He fights 15 minutes in the first 5 minutes, and then cannot sustain the other 25 routine.
I don't know why. I mean, I feel like his game plan coming in is like, all right, we're gonna pace
Nothing.
ourselves. But then once he's in there, it's like, I gotta finish him in the first round,
Yeah,
and he doesn't. And so then he gets
everyone
finished or he gets dominated.
everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face, and it's like he gets that first punch, and it's like, well, I'm swinging now.
It's like I
Like
gotta go
Gaethje
all out.
versus Oliveira.
Yeah, no, it goes
That
out
was
the
the
window.
most. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face fight. But
Yeah.
Way it goes.
Speaking on Oliveira, I know he posted on Instagram, I believe, that he had some fight news coming up this week. So I think it should
Yeah,
be
did-
Islam. Give him his title shot again.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I know they're doing something big for Islam, and they're kind of hyping it up. So I can't imagine that it's Charles, but yeah, give Charles a title shot. I feel like they were gonna do it, and then I can't remember what happened, but Charles had to pull out, and then Volk stepped in. So there's really no reason not to. I feel like.
I mean, I remember Dana saying that he was the one who he was gonna get the winner of Arman or Islam, and now that Arman backed out, Dana was like, "Yeah, you're not getting a title shot. You're gonna have to fight someone else." So I feel like it leaves the space there to make Islam versus Charles again. So
yeah. That's the fight that people want. You know, get Oliveira's belt back.
yeah, I think if that fight was made, I think it definitely. I don't think it'd be closer. I feel like than the first one.
I'd be tuned in.
Yeah. Anytime Charles fight, it's a good one.
Yeah, when you I guess moving on from that, when we had discussed, not really discussed, but you put it out there, like Death of Bellator and Rise of PFL. I didn't know about that, and I did like a little Google search about how PFL acquired Bellator, and all I've been seeing about the PFL is that there have been a bunch of fighters that have been going there. Fucking Tony Ferguson just went to the PFL. I know a few others have as well.
I think Jarrino Rosenstruck after he like left the UFC, signed with the PFL.
Dude,
Really-
they kicked him out immediately after that Pavlovich fight.
It's pretty quick, yeah.
yeah.
I'm guessing that was his last fight on the contract. Then they were probably like, "Yeah, we're not bringing you back. Like, you're out of here."
I cannot tell you the last fight Jarrino has won. So like makes sense. I think he really like stayed in the UFC for his knockout of Overeem, and that was not within this past decade. So we'll see what he does with the PFL. Hopefully he gets his bag and just keeps winning.
He's coming back.
Yeah, everybody that goes to PFL is gonna be coming back. Tony's finally gonna win again.
I genuinely don't think so. I feel like he's actually kind of over the hill. Like officially, he should have retired. Like there's not much for him.
It's unfortunate. It really is.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened,
Tippin is
but
sad, man.
everybody says that. Yeah,
You go
I've
into
seen
the
a
fight
lot
and you
of-
expect him to lose.
I've seen a
Yeah.
lot of I've seen a lot of sad edits of him being like, 12 fight win streak, and then 0-6, and like, damn. Is pretty much
No, it was
my
after that
reaction.
Gaethje fight in the Apex that Khabib had said he was not going to win another fight, and I feel like that was the most like hater thing to say, especially after how that fight went. And then lo and behold, he hasn't won a fight since. And that was like 2020. But
Karma. It's getting him over and over 6 times in a row. So how does this event impact LeBron's legacy?
Not good. Not good. Yeah. Yeah. I think yeah, it's just not
Anyway.
good. Yeah. Yeah. LeBron's legacy.
Yeah, he needs to retire, bro. I'm tired of seeing every single I'm tired of seeing LeBron Glazers online. It's kind of it's impacting my daily life.
I think this win kind of signifies that the old players, old fighters are on the way out, and it's time for the new generation. So I think it's a sign for LeBron to kind of, I think he's got a year left or so.
Ron's got 4 more years.
What's the team now?
He's gonna be playing with Bryce. He's gonna win a ring this year, and then get Bryce in the league, and then just keep dominating. Like he's playing until he's 50.
Nah, that'd be crazy though.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. Let's let him play till he's 50. Anyway, would you rather have Kamala Harris on the podcast or be live for Taporia versus Holloway?
Oh, the second one.
I mean, I agree. So I
think
gotta
it'd be fun.
I gotta be there.
Like, we gotta ask Kamala where she was when Holloway knocked out Gaethje. That's just a world-changing event, and I know she knows where she was at.
Yeah,
So
Or
I'm
when
having her on the
Taporia
podcast for that very
Holloway.
reason.
Yeah,
would be a good question.
yeah, it's a good one.
Here, I got another. I know last night the Izzy versus Calvin Gastelum fight went into the Hall of Fame. I didn't watch it. I wasn't into the UFC back then, but I've seen highlights of it, and well deserved.
Like, it was an absolute war. Like, I think I watched the replay. I still was not a UFC fan at that time, but watching it back, it was like one of those fights you're just like, wow, this is 2 high-level dudes really just duking it out.
Yeah.
Everyone always talks about Gastelum. He had Izzy hurt, I think, in the 4th or 5th round, and then shot a takedown.
Yeah,
Just kind of like your moment. But like, even if he landed that takedown or like kept it standing, I feel like Izzy still wins that fight.
Yeah,
I
good
think
for
they showed
Izzy too. I'm
some-
glad that.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I'm glad Izzy got to be there for that because he's probably still feeling the Mavov loss. So for him to be present while that fight gets inducted, I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, to have something positive. I mean, I think they showed some clips of like the post conference. You could just see Izzy's face was swollen. So that was definitely a war. Well deserved to be in the Hall of Fame.
What's the next? I feel like that Gaethje Holloway fight, that's the next Hall of Fame fight for me. Or
Yeah.
immediately comes to me. Island's for sure in the Hall of Fame. What else?
I feel like Pereira's and Izzy's first one. Could
I was
go in
gonna
there.
say I was gonna say either one. I feel like.
I feel like that rivalry could go in there.
Yeah. I was thinking like Usman versus Edwards. That first one, or the second one technically, is like
Yeah.
that finished. This is the storybook way it ended. You can't not put that in the Hall of Fame.
What about I guess our most Hall of Fame fights are they? Because I would say if it didn't have to be 5 rounds, I would put Hamza versus Burns in there.
Yeah, it's another great one.
I was telling Parker that's one of my favorite fights I've ever seen. They were just going back and forth, and I said that one could go up there one day.
Yeah. Kind of got robbed for fight of the year. I think that one was the fight of the year. It's 2023. But
That one was
Which one
crazy.
won 2023?
not that one, you know.
Should have been. Yeah, I remember watching that one, and it was just back and forth. And
Oh, it's Volk versus Islam.
that was a good. Yeah, that first. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one will probably be in the Hall of Fame one day.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's deserving.
But yeah, I think there's a lot better cards than 312. Like Parker, as you continue to watch more cards, you'll see there's levels to it. Like this one, the fights were good, but especially that fight of the night, that really got me up. But the rest of it was just
I need wrong shoe on every card.
true. He'll have CTE, but yeah, it'd be fun. That $1 million.
Dude, He's 24 and he's got like 37 fights. That's crazy.
Like,
That
Izzy
is-
Adesanya had 100 fights before he came to the UFC.
How old was Izzy
Michael.
when he came into the UFC?
I think he was like 29, 30. Yeah, it's been like, it's been in the UFC for a good bit, but not like 10 years or anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's gonna be I was telling Adam, he's gonna be the next. He's gonna beat Tony's losing streak here in a bit if he doesn't retire soon.
No, like,
He's gonna be the next Tony.
he actually beat Sean Strickland. The rematch with Paulo Costa.
I don't know.
He
I
wins
don't know. He got
Like,
dominated by Sean last time.
It is hard to say. It really is because you want to believe based off of the way Izzy looks in his last couple fights. Like, you know, he still got it, but Father Time, dude, it catches up with you, and
undefeated.
it's
Unless you're LeBron.
I don't know.
Unless you're LeBron.
Yeah, apparently. So I mean, it's hard to say, you know, if he, because I mean, everybody thought he was going to beat a Mavov, and then Mavov knocks him out. So
He was beating that first round. Like,
Yeah. he did, but he got clipped, and I don't know. I think maybe if he took some time to recover from the eye poke, maybe. I'm sure that played a factor with it, but I mean, you got to look at his last 5 fights. He's lost 4 of them, and it's you know, it's really hard to judge at this point because you don't know.
Yeah.
I think we.
Feed him to Sean. Really, let him knock out Sean, and that's it.
I feel like that's a fight to make.
I think we.
like
I
that
think
would
it would
be-
make sense. I think we.
Yeah.
I think we need Izzy on the podcast next week so he can make a fight announcement.
I'm
Well,
fighting
we'll
Sean
have it
Strickland, guys. Trust. Rematch. Trust. I'm gonna make him crumble like the Twin Towers. Trust.
We need to have him here on the podcast.
You will hear it here first. At the good, the bad, and the very bad.
One day.
Izzy Adesanya versus Sean Strickland. International fight.
Loser goes into retirement.
They
That's
both should
the
retire.
stipulation.
Like, Sean generally doesn't get another title shot after this. Like,
Yeah, it'll be hard.
Yeah.
Maybe him versus Whitaker can make that. If he
Yeah.
tries to for the title, but
Yeah, I think that one makes
Yeah.
sense too. I mean, both lost
Yeah.
their most recent
Yeah.
ones.
I'm gonna take a look at the rankings.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, there's a lot of people you could match up with Sean. Hey, give him Bo Nickel.
Is Bo
you know,
ranked?
if he's
15.
number 15. Yeah. I mean, shit, if Bo beats him, that's a good win. It's a
big
solid
step up.
win. Yeah.
That'd be a crazy
But yeah,
matchup. though. Number what? Sean's number 1 still right now
yeah.
Number one
1 versus 15.
versus 15.
Yeah. But I mean,
That'd
hey,
be crazy.
you got to remember what fucking O'Malley versus Petr Yan.
What was that ranking?
Think
What
about
was
Sean,
that?
Sean like not at that point.
Sean was like, yeah, Petr Yan I think was 3 some. He was around 3 and Sean was around like 11. So they were pretty. It was a pretty wide gap.
Mm. That was a close one
So-
too.
It's a great
Yeah,
fight.
it was.
Yeah, that was a great
It
one.
was.
Yeah.
I gotta rewatch it because the last time I watched it, I thought Petr Yan won that fight.
I think a lot of people did. I mean, and I was one of them. I think.
I thought
Yeah,
Sean
I was
did
gonna-
enough. Good time. Like, you're just doing more damage.
Have to see. We'll have to see. I think there's a lot of options.
Yeah.
A lot of great fights in the year. We'll see how the year shapes out.
Yeah. Moving
got-
forward, we actually got like quite a bit.
It's a month.
We've got a few fight nights. We've got 313. Yeah, we got next fight night is Cannonier Rodriguez. After that is Cejudo, Song Yadong. After that is Royval versus Kopp, and then after that is 313.
I think Royval got a. Didn't he get hurt?
Yeah, to pull out.
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. I think
That's
they're
tough.
looking for someone.
It's my favorite nickname in
That's-
the UFC, though. Raw Dog.
That's his name.
Stands by it.
Well, he's not raw dogging this fight with the injury, so.
Yeah, we
But yeah,
got 314 in about a month.
3. Yeah,
I mean 313.
yeah.
The GOAT. Where's that
Uncle
one
I
at? Is
beats
that in
him.
Vegas?
Not take that well. Yeah, Las Vegas. T-Mobile Arena. That would be a great
Makes
fight.
sense.
I feel like that's the
Yeah.
most noticed Alex Pereira has had for a fight since he's got the belt. Like,
Yeah. Yes.
it's just short notice after short notice. Like,
You
Hopefully
said
it'll
this is his
work out for him.
most short notice fight?
the most like training time he's had for a fight.
He's gonna be locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one has a finish on either side. Whoever wins, I think, is gonna finish.
I think Ankalaev would like just wrestling to a decision
Think so?
if he decides to wrestle. Because he's
I
not
think
going to
he
beat him
get
in
a
the
submission.
striking. So
I know he said
Maybe
he
he
was,
actually-
but like you said, the game plan changes when you get Herrera
survive.
connects with you.
Yeah, he's gonna get hit and he's gonna start running around the octagon.
He's gonna be like, I need to change the game plan right now.
panic wrestle.
Yeah.
But
His coach is like, "It's not working. We got to switch it up."
yeah,
Go back to wrestling. I don't know. I think it'll be a finish on either side. I don't know. I feel like Ankalaev will stick to his word and strike. He's been talking a little
Yeah,
bit of
we'll see.
trash.
that's a good idea. Like,
Yeah,
has he had a title fight before, Ankalaev? Which is his first crack at the
think
belt.
so.
Or yeah, I think he was fighting Yuri. It was like,
Did he?
when the belt was like, no one had it. Ended like an injury or something. Very technical draw.
Let's see.
I don't know. I feel like Ankalaev. Who he beat last?
There was he had a fight with
Yeah, Rakic.
he had a fight with Jan Blachowicz for the title, but
Then they
it was a
tied.
draw.
Yeah. Which is a crazy
Yeah, well-
ending for like a vacant title fight, but it is what it is.
They cut the belt in half.
Yeah, I just don't think. Like, I think Pereira's the underdog too. I think he's
think
like
that's
plus
not
100 or
weird.
something. It's kind of crazy to me.
That even
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, Ankalaev's 20-1, but hey, don't underestimate Alex Pereira.
true.
Yeah, I feel like they've been doing it for some of his fights, and I'm like, I mean, he's just finished everyone, so why is he still getting
He should get
underestimated?
another defense.
What would that be? His third?
He had what? Yuri twice, Jamal. Maybe his fourth.
Yeah.
Or he
I
won
think
the
he
belt
won.
off. The belt off of. Was it
Well, he also defended
a
it
couple
against
years? So
Khalil.
yeah, he's third. Never.
He defended it against Khalil too.
Oh shit, yeah. That was like foregone conclusion. Like that fight going 4 rounds surprised me.
Yeah. It was crazy how you broke him down, though. It was good to see. I mean, just those body shots. I was like, oh man, he's gonna feel
Oh,
those
not
for the
taking
next
those.
month.
Yeah.
Or his face too. I don't know if you guys saw his face later on. It
You was beat up.
was a mess.
Not
I think he
recognizable.
got surgery, so I think Pereira beats him.
Yeah, good matchup though. I mean, Magomed is number 1, so
Yeah,
It'll
it's the
be
fight
exciting.
he's been asking for. So
Yeah.
finally gonna get it.
Yeah, we actually got
Is Gaethje on that one?
Gaethje Hooker, and the guy that looks like early Connor Rufy is gonna be on that one, which is it's still trippy to see his fighting style because it looks exactly like early Connor. But yeah, it's looking like a good card. Joshua Van is on it. He's kind of coming up in the flyweight division.
To be better than
Mandalorian is on
312.
Hey, we'll see.
Probably a lot more finishes.
I hope so.
I would hope so.
I hope so. This one was too. There's too many decisions on last night. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Overall, solid event. Zhang Wei Li, pretty good performance.
She's a dominant champion. There's nothing else to say about it. Like she can only fight Valentina Shevchenko, and that's like the fairest fight to make. Feels like everything else it's just a lamb to slaughter. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why Vegas had her as the underdog.
like I said, Tatiana beat
That's
cancer.
crazy.
Beat anybody. How's the vibe?
That's crazy. I mean, Suarez is good, but not plus one, not minus 122 on the champ. Good.
Yeah. Where
Yeah, crazy.
It's just crazy, man. But hey, solid episode.
true. Okay,
Yeah.
just here for the next card. The good, the bad, the very bad. We'll see what Jared Cannonier and Gregory Rodriguez will bring to a fight night. I think
Mhm.
Cannonier, he's right now the underdog, but I feel like he'd be it. But we'll see.
Has he been losing Cannoneer?
Yeah.
He like loses
Like
against like good fighters, and Gregory
Mm.
is not the best, so
Mm.
I think he'll take that one.
Yeah, we'll see how that one goes for him.
Yeah,
See y'all next time.
absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, fight night. We'll be covering it. Yeah, appreciate you guys for watching. This has been the good, the bad, and the very bad. Yeah, see you next time.